Hello everybody, Steve, your everyday guy here. One of the things that can ruin a camping trip faster than anything is if it rains and you're in a leaky tent. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about how to take any tent out there, whether it's an expensive tent or a Walmart Ozark or Trail tent, and make sure that you've pitched it in a way that is going to minimize the leakage and possibly even reduce it to zero. So before we get started, take a look at this intro and let's get in the video. First step you're going to want to do is make sure you select the best site for it. And by best site, what I mean is when you're camping, you want a flat area, but you want to make sure you're not in a low area. And the reason is that when it rains, water is going to go to the low area, and you don't want to wake up in the middle of a lake. So once you've got the other things you want to take into consideration is the trees. Now, trees are great when it's not raining and it provides shade so it doesn't get near as hot. However, if it's going to rain, trees can go from a hindrance to actual danger. And the reason is that if lightning strikes, lightning always seeks the highest point. So if you're under a tree, that tree could very well get hit by lightning. The other thing is that storms will bring in winds and stuff, which can cause branches to fall down. And obviously, if a branch falls onto your tent, that's going to be a very rude awakening. But let's say that nothing happens and it's just rain, your tent is underneath the tree. Well, so what's going to happen is the rain comes in and it's going to soak everything and the rain's going to stop. However, you've got all that water that's still coming down off the tree and working its way down. And so you could, for an hour, even 2 hours after the rain stops, you still have water that's falling onto your tent, which provides possible places for it to leak. So choose your campsite very carefully and take a look in the video here. You can see where you set the tents up, and it is away from the trees, but you actually still get the shade. Now, not of course in the middle of the day, but as the sun rises and sets, your tent is still in the shade of the trees. What we're looking at here is we're going to do a walk around of the tent, and what I want you to look at is the base, and you'll see that it's pulled tight. It's not perfectly tight, but it is a good amount of tightness on the bottom. You'll hear a lot of people tell you lots of tips when it comes to making your tent waterproof. You'll tell them you need to seam the seals, you need to take Scotch guards, spray it on the outside. Well, I've never done any of that to any of my tents. I've simply opened them up and pitched them and had really good success. The secret is making sure the bottom is tight. And so that pulls that whole bottom tight, and then also you'll notice the walls are tight too, because what you want is a smooth surface that water cannot pool in. And for those of you that think, oh, I'm just getting expensive tents, no, look back to that arrow that you saw earlier. This is a tent from Academy of Sports. This is a store brand tent. This is not a high-priced, expensive tent by any means. It is a decent quality. I'd put it probably with Ozark or Trail, a step below Coleman, but definitely not going to rank up there with Eureka or some of those really expensive tents. But overall, good quality tents. And in the next one, we're going to take a walk around after it rains and see what it looks like. By the way, since you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. That way, when I release new videos, you do get notified. And please leave a comment down below. Tell me your horror stories of going camping and getting drenched, or tell me the secrets you use to keep your tent dry. I want to hear them. All right, so here we are. It's got about 2 inches of rain today. You can see the ground is soaking wet, and outside the tent has plenty of moisture on it still, but when we look inside, all right, so inside you'll notice there's only one slight spot, and you can see it right there, and that's the only place it dripped. And you'll notice that's not really a whole lot. That's just a few dribbles. And the reason why is that when you come out here, you'll see right there, it kind of pools up as it comes down. You can actually see the water sitting right there. See it right there? And the reason it did that was we did not have our guide ropes. If we'd had the guide ropes there, that would have pulled that water off. It would drain properly. And so that is the only reason why we had a little bit of a dribble there.